That was a life sentence that would turn out to only be 9 days long. Yesterday, we learned an ex-New Orleans priest who was just convicted of child rape has died. Tonight, we hear from one of the many men who say Lawrence Hecker victimized them during their most vulnerable years. Now he says his fight for justice will not end with Hecker's death.
He really looked bad when he was in court.
And still, Aaron Hebert says he was shocked when he saw the text from his lawyer. Ex-priest Lawrence Hecker, a convicted pedophile with more than a dozen alleged victims, was dead.
It's just another chapter in the book, if you want to call it. I'm going to move on to the next chapter.
Hebert was one of a few men who read impact statements at Hecker's sentencing hearing less than 2 weeks ago. The case centered around one anonymous victim. He testified that Hecker choked him unconscious, then raped him in a school gym 50 years ago. Last year, Hecker even admitted to our David Hammer on camera that he had molested or harassed teenagers in the past.
It's not just allegations anymore. Here you're saying that you did this, that you had simultaneous masturbation with someone who was under 16. You say about wrestling and touching.
Evidently, yes.
The judge sentenced Hecker to life. That was December 18th. Then, just 9 days later, he died at age 93 of what the Department of Corrections called natural causes. Hebert says the abuse didn't die with Hecker, though. To him, the real blame lies with the Archdiocese. It kept employing Hecker even after he admitted in writing to the church in 1999 that he had abused boys.
I forgive Hecker for what he did, because Hecker was a sick man. And for that sick man to be allowed to continue his perversions through all these years and through the many parishes and the many parishioners he served, it was just an abomination.
The Archdiocese put out a short statement on Friday. It says, "We hope and pray that his death will bring closure and peace to the survivors." Hebert says what he really wants is transparency and justice. The Archdiocese filed for bankruptcy in 2020, and it put dozens of clergy abuse lawsuits on pause.
So the next thing is to get over is the bankruptcy. That's the next hurdle to get over. But I know District Attorney Williams, he has his direction of where he's going to go with this. He's not satisfied.
Williams himself released a statement after Hecker's death was announced. It said, in part, Hecker's measure of earthly justice was certainly not enough for his crimes. It seems his maker was anxious to meet him after there was no longer any question about his guilt here. Rachel Handley, WWL, Louisiana.
Well, one of Hecker's attorneys told us his health had been deteriorating for some time. He died at Hunt Correctional Center in Iberville Parish. This before he was set to be transferred to a permanent cell in Angola.